backyard zip line, I decided to use platforms, and there are a couple of things you need to consider with platforms. I had to consider the size of the actual platform, so it could be a landing spot and a taking off spot. I also had to consider the height off the ground and the construction to make it strong. Let me show you what I did. For my first landing platform, you can see there, I built it at 4 feet by 4 feet, and that ended up being way too small, so I had to build an additional landing platform off of that one. It was too small, so in my personal backyard course, I decided that I was going to build them with a 6 foot by 6 foot surface area of each square. So there's the 6 foot platform you can see there. In our backyard zipline course, we decided that was a good size for a couple people to be on. They didn't feel like they were crowded or anything. One person can be landing off of one obstacle while another person gets ready to take off of another one. I have my 6 foot platforms, but I also had a 4 foot platform that I had to build an extended landing platform off of. So stick around until the end and I will show you under the hood of the 4 foot platform as well. Let's talk about the height off the ground of the platform. I started at 8 feet, and if I'm going to be honest, the one regret I have is that this course is a little too high off the ground. When making the platforms, basically this is what I learned. You build one platform and then you build the zip lines. Any zip lines you're going to build, you build off of that platform. So I built this platform first, and it goes down that zip line to that platform that you see down there. We built the first platform, strung up the zip line completely. Then we tested the zip line until it was a comfortable, it would go where we wanted it to go, stop when we wanted it to stop. Then we measured, and the measurements we used was 5.5 feet. 5.5 feet down from where we connect the zip line is where we have the platform. And that's been a pretty consistent and good height. From this platform, the 4 foot one, we also built that pretty early on, built the 4 foot platform, and then strung the zip line. I'm gonna have to move here slightly so you can see. Strung the zip line all the way out to there, and then measured and tested until we had it at a good tension and a good height so that it would land us on this platform. And then we built that second platform up from there. So that second platform got built up after we had this platform and we had the zip line tested. In the end, in our backyard, we have this zip line here, and we had that zip line connect together with our 4 foot platform right here. It has that funky landing platform on it because it was too small. Then I had this platform here that went on a zip line down to that platform. And the final phase of this was building the obstacles that would go from that platform over to a platform in the middle that you can kind of see through the trees, and up to our final platform here. So we have 5 total platforms. You can kind of see, this is the only spot where you can sort of see all 5 of them from. The way that I was able to position that middle platform of those 3 was that I tried to get about the middle between the tall platform that you see there and this ending platform, the 3rd platform right there. Just tried to get them in place. This design required 5 platforms, so with my backyard project, I wanted to build platforms that looked like this. I'm going to use 2x6s as my foundation underneath, and then 2x4 construction. I actually have some 4x4s kicking around, so I'm going to use those on the outside edge. But that is the basic construction, and I want to show what I did here. This is a picture of the framework. Again, 2x6s underneath here. Those are bolted to the tree using 6-inch lag screws. Then I put my 4x4s on the end, 2x4s in the center, and then 2x4s on the outside to make the framework for my entire platform. After I built the platform, I had to put decking on top of it. For this, I chose to use 2x6s. 2x6s are a little fatter than
decking boards, but they give a little bit more stability. They're a little cheaper, which is nice, but basically you can get enough out of 9 2x6x8s to do the entire deck work. And this is the way that I did it. I cut it one at 6 foot. That left me 2 feet of leftover. I cut one board at 4 feet, so it's 4 foot, 4 foot. And then the next 2 foot section would go with that one, and a 6 foot would be here. So again, 3 boards cut like that, 6 feet, 2 feet, 2 feet, 6 foot, 4 foot, 4 foot. That's 3 2x6x8s, and that would give me about 2 feet if I use a spacer in between the wood, because technically it was 2x5.5, not 2x6s. Basically 9 boards, 9 2x6x8s were enough to do the entire decking for this platform. And I made a note there that I did keep the cutoff for tree savers. So I used any parts that I cut off for the tree, because there is a tree in the middle. Focus, thank you. There is a tree in the middle, and so you're gonna have some cut off pieces, and those cut off pieces I used as my tree savers to prevent the cable from digging into the tree. All right, so that leads me back to my original list, which was my parts list. And I will have a parts list in the description below. These are the parts I used to build my platform on my yard. It might not work for your yard and your platform, especially this part here, because I had some extra 4x4s, I used them there.
This is an example of a platform that I built here. You can see I start by, this is the only part that's actually attached to the tree. I actually bolted these 2 boards underneath that are parallel on either side. And then on top of that I built a basic square frame of 2x4s. And this one, on that side, I knew I was running some wires through there, so I used 4x4 on that end. And then I used 2x6 planks on the top.
When it comes to platforms, we've talked about the size of the platform, the height off the ground, and also the basic construction that I use. That is the basics of what I did for my backyard's ropes course. I want to again emphasize that this is for my backyard's ropes course. Might not work for something that you have. There isn't a building code, so I can't say do this and it'll be safe. So I can't really give you a how-to on it. I can just tell you what I've done for mine. I hope that that was helpful for you. Have a wonderful day. As promised, I'm going to show you under the hood of the 4-foot platform where I had to build an extended landing platform. Similar to the 6-foot platform, this had the same construction. You can see there it was bolted. I put down those support beams there, and you can see that one was bolted to the tree. But I also built this extended platform because it was just too small to actually land on. So you can see that. And I want to show you the framework that I did there. I actually cut into the frame on both sides so that it could be sunk down lower than the actual platform level. And then I built a frame inside so that it could be connected. This is all built with 2x6 frame and 2x6 and some 2x4 for the platform there.